Everyone for inviting me at Future Data Driven Summit to deliver this session. So today I'm delivering a session on advanced tricks with buttons and bookmarks in Power BI. So if any of you guys have attended my previous sessions, I gave a beginner level button bookmark session in Power BI previously, and this is kind of an advanced one where I'll be taking you through some advanced tricks which you can use in your Power BI reports involving buttons and bookmarks. But before I start my session, those who don't know me, I just like to give a little introduction about myself. So my name is Pragati Jain. I'm a Microsoft Data Platform MVP. And those who of you are, active on Microsoft Power BI community, you may have seen me helping other users with their Power BI related queries, and I'm one of the super user in the community. I've got nearly 10 plus years of industry experience, and currently I'm working as a senior data analyst at Trustpilot here in London. One fun fact about me is I'm a painter as well. That's why I proudly call myself a techie artist. So before we start the session, the first thing I do in all my sessions is, just lay out agenda in front of the audience, like, what all things we'll be talking about today and what we'll be seeing. So first thing, this is a one slide all demo session. So I'll be showing you everything in Power BI practically. This is just the only slide I have got in my deck. So in today's session, we are going to, kind of cover some beginner and some advanced topics. The reason is there could be some people in the audience who are attending this button bookmark trick session of mine for the first time. So I have included some beginner kind of things as well. So we'll be, focusing on few of the scenarios where I have, which I have listed down here. So, we'll start with, seeing how we can toggle between type of charts in Power BI using buttons and bookmarks, how we can dynamically modify the axis of the chart. And then further down, we'll see how we can create an interactive drill through functionality using buttons in Power BI, which will be followed by showing you how you can create a conditional drill through functionality as well in Power BI. Then further down, I'll show you a simple page navigation creation on a Power BI report, which will be followed by a conditional page navigation, which we'll be doing using our user input. Then the second last thing, what I'll be, showing you is just like a Bookmarks Slideshow feature, because that is sometimes really helpful, especially for the Power BI report developers to know like what all bookmarks they have created and in what all order. So this slideshow feature is really important in that respect. Then in the end, if there is time, I'll also show you some modern visual tooltips functionality in Power BI. So yeah, let's just start with it without, waiting for any more. So what I have got is I have got a Power BI desktop file ready. And in this, what I'm doing is I am using data set from AdventureWorks. Okay, so AdventureWorks database is quite famous, freely available SQL Server database, and I just got one of the table from that database, which is a production product. So this table is more around product information, like name of the product, product number, then what's their make, what's their color, then you can see the standard cost, list price, their size, and different characteristics around the product that you would expect to have. So that's the kind of data we are using today. So I'll not be focusing more on the data because this is not about data. This is more around, showing you some tips and tricks using buttons and bookmarks. So I'll be actually switching between my deck and Power BI file just to make sure I'm covering all the, scenarios that I have mentioned here. So let's start with toggle between type of chart. So toggle between type of charts can be helpful, especially when you have got like multiple visuals on a report page and you really want to have like in a space of single chart you want multiple charts. Then in that scenario you can actually use toggle functionality in Power BI. So this thing we'll achieve using bookmarks pane along with the selection pane in Power BI and along with buttons. So let's see how we do that. Now, when we are talking about toggling between charts, obviously we need more than one chart, right? So let's just create two charts. So one thing on that, I'll just quickly show you what we're trying to achieve here. So here, what I'm doing, I'm going to show you toggle chart type functionality. So chart type is more around if you want to toggle between three different type of informations represented differently in Power BI, right? So for example, I have already got it ready, so I can just show you. For example, if I want my information to be represented as a bar chart, so I can use a bar chart. If I want to see the information as a line chart, I can click on line chart. And if I want my information to be shown as pie chart, then I can click on pie chart icon and get the information displayed in a pie chart. So that's the kind of toggle we'll be doing today. So, we'll be toggling between different chart types, not different charts. So let's just crack on. Now, as I'm going to cover 3 scenarios here, one is bar chart, line chart, and pie chart. So obviously we need 3 charts first. So let's just start creating 3 charts. So the first thing I'll create is I'll create a bar chart. And I'll try to represent some information here. So what we can do is maybe we can get a product name on the x-axis, and maybe I can represent the standard cost of the products on a bar chart. Okay, so this is standard cost by product name, and I'll just give it like a basic thing here, just some border. Perfect. So that's the first chart we have got. Okay, now I'll just copy and paste this chart because I want to represent the same information in the form of a line chart. So what I'll do, I'll just click on my second chart, what I just copied, and I'll just select line chart from here. So that's how you get a line chart trend, right? I mean, not trend, but a line chart based visual showing, the total standard cost by different product name. Now, the third chart, what we talked about is we need a third chart, which should be a pie chart, because that's the third chart we need. So I'll just copy this. I'll make the sizes of the chart same in some time. Just give me a few seconds. So what I'll do is I'll just click on my third chart and click on pie chart. So that gives me a kind of, distribution by pie chart. And what I'll do is I'll just rename these charts. So, we just have like, okay, this is bar chart. I mean, you can rename it however you want, but just for the clarity on the session, like what I'm talking about, I just want to make sure that this is, easily understandable. So what I'll do is this is line chart, and this will be my pie chart. So I'll just give it a title as pie chart. I'm not doing very much formatting on the charts because obviously that's not required, because it's more around showing you tricks, right? Okay, so we have got 3 charts. That's fine. We can adjust the size. Now we want to toggle between these charts based on the images that I showed you, right? On the bar image, line image, and the pie image. So what we'll do, the next thing we'll do is we'll bring in those 3 images first. So for that, just go on insert, go to image, and just go to the documents, and you can go to sessions and go to bookmark interactions. So my folder, where is my folder? Future data driven. Okay, so now I'll just get all these images here one by one. So the first is my bar image. I'll make the sizes same in some time. Then the second one is my line image. I bring that image. And then the third one is my pie image. So I've got 3 of my images. OK, now what I'll do is the first thing I'll do is I'll just give them a proper sizing. So this size looks good. So what you can do is just go to format and go to general just to see the size. So this is 105. Perfect. It's a square. So let's just take it, because it's very important to have the similar sizes. If you don't have similar sizes, then on the reporting page, these things might just go weird or look weird. So we have got 3 different images here, right? And now what I'll do is, now we have to somehow come up with that capability, right? Like if I click on bar chart, it should just show me bar chart. If I click on line chart, it should just show me line chart. Oh, I've renamed that, misnamed that. And if I click on pie chart, it should have pie chart, right? Let me just quickly correct this. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so that's what we have got. Now let's create some bookmarks to achieve this functionality, right? So what we'll do is the first thing, click on view. We'll use 2 different things here. One is bookmarks pane and the other is selection pane. Now, why selection pane? The reason for selection pane is like in Power BI, you can use selection pane to hide and unhide your visual on a page. Like, for example, if I click on this eye icon against pie chart, it just hides my pie chart. If I click that again, it unhides my pie chart visual. So that's why we'll use selection pane, because we want to, display only one type of chart while we are clicking on these images, right? And the other 2 should be hidden. So we need that. And why we'll need bookmark? We'll need bookmark to retain the state of that visible, invisible chart types on this page. So that's why we'll need bookmarks. So now the first thing what I'll do is I'll create a bookmark. So I'll click on add. Another thing I'll do is first I'll rename it. Now this bookmark is something for the bar chart. So if I click on it, it should just show me bar chart. Right now, what I want this bookmark to do is it should just show me bar chart and hide my line and pie chart, right? So I'll just hide my line, hide my pie, and that's what my bar chart is, right? So I'll just update my bookmark because this is what I want this bookmark to do, right? So if I unhide everything and just click on bar chart, it just shows me bar chart and hides other two charts. I'm just keeping all the three images here because I want them all three to be shown. So I'm not hiding them. But yeah, if you have certain scenario, you want to hide the other two images, you can do that as well. And then just update your bookmark. So that works fine. Let's create another bookmark, and that will be for line chart. Okay, now in line chart, I want to hide my bar chart and pie chart. So I'll hide my bar chart and pie chart and update my line chart bookmark because I just want it to display my line chart. So let's test it. Bar chart shows bar chart and line chart shows line chart. Perfect. The last third one is remaining is the pie chart bookmark. So what we do is the first thing we do is rename it so we know what it is for. And then we just do the same trick, hide the bar chart and line chart and update the pie chart bookmark. Right now, let's just test it. Bar chart shows bar chart, line chart shows line chart, and pie chart shows pie charts. Perfect. Our bookmarks are done. Now, the only step remaining is we have to link these bookmarks with these three images we have got here. OK, and the other formatting stuff, what is remaining is we have to make these, three charts of the similar size. So what I'll do is I'll just bring this little below and I'll just give them the same size first. So, we have something proper in place. So that this is my bar chart. I'll just go to format pane and check the size. So under general, you can see 987359. So what I'll do is I'll just bring this line chart. Oh, sorry, what was that? 987359. OK. And 359. So that's the same size. And what I'll do is I'll just move it somewhere on top of it. So, I can only see one chart at a time. And the same thing I'll do with pie chart. I'll take it somewhere here and then give it a similar size. So first I'll check it again, 987359. Perfect. Click on the pie chart, give it same size. But yeah, the formatting is something that can be done, I mean, it can be, done with more time as well, but I'm just doing a quick one here. So I'll just place these somehow here. OK, now we have got these things working in a way. The only thing is we need to link these images with the bookmarks that we have created, right? So what I'll do is I'll click on my bar chart, go to format image option, and there's something called action. I switch it on, go to action. I'll click on bookmark. OK, and then I'll choose my bookmark. In this case, it will be bar chart. And if you want to give a tooltip, you can give a tooltip. But for this, I'm not going with the tooltips because images are, self-explanatory in a way. So now if I click on this, it should only show bar chart and hide the other two charts. If I click on it, it shows me bar chart, right? So that's working. So in the similar way, what we'll do is we'll create an action for these two images as well. So click on the line, go to action, switch on the action. Under action, click on bookmark and then select the name of your bookmark. And I don't want tooltip, so I'll just disable it. And yeah, just test it at every step, right? So bar chart gives bar chart, line chart gives line chart. Similarly, we do the same step for the third image. We go to click on the image, go to action, click on the bookmark and select the name of the bookmark, which is spy. And I don't want tooltip, so I'll just switch that off. Now let's just test it. So I click on bar chart, it shows me a bar chart. When I click on a line chart, it shows me line chart. And when I click on a pie chart, it shows me pie chart. So this is what the functionality I wanted to show you. Like you can actually, toggle between the different kinds of charts representing same information, or you can also do it other ways. I mean, there are multiple scenarios for the bookmarks toggling here. I mean, you can create multiple charts and give particular icons that are self-explanatory, giving the type of information you're showing in the icon, or you can create like blank buttons and give some text on them and use them to toggle between charts. The only good thing about this toggle functionality is you can fit like multiple charts in the space of a single chart. So it kind of, saves space on your report. So, and especially, when you have so many, visuals on a single report page, then this functionality can really help, adding more insights to the same page. So that's what was about toggle chart type functionality. Now, the similar case is something around dynamic x-axis functionality. Now, dynamic x-axis is something around where, you can change the axis of your chart. So there are different ways of achieving it, but I'll just show you how you can achieve it with the basic creation of buttons and bookmarks in the similar way we did for the previous scenario. So for that, what I'll start with is I'll start with creating two charts again. And for those two charts, I'll create one bar chart. Okay, and I'll have some information like I'll have my product name on the axis, and I'll show the information standard cost again. So that's standard cost by product name. Okay, and what I'll do is the other chart, what I'll like to show here is I'll add another bar chart, and on that bar chart, I'll show the total standard cost by different color of products that they're available in. Okay, so now we have got like information expressed in two different visuals, which have two different axes. Okay, but if you see standard cost by product name, standard cost by color. So we are trying to represent same information with two different x-axes, right? So I'll just give it a different color. So when we are toggling between the charts, we have something different to see. Okay, that's fine. And the last thing I'll give is just a border to my charts. Okay, perfect. Our charts are ready. So we have got two charts. One chart shows standard cost by product name, and the other chart shows standard cost by color. Now we want to, change the axis dynamically. Now, by changing axis dynamically in this scenario, I want to show a chart showing the standard cost by product name, and the other scenario where I want to show standard cost by color. So we'll go with the same thing here. We'll go with creating bookmarks and using selection pane. Now there's another way of doing it, but I'll cover that area in the third scenario, which I'll show you in just a few minutes. So the simplest way how we can do this is just create bookmarks and buttons. Okay, so the first thing I'll do here, I'll create two buttons. Okay, now buttons have got so much, added to them in this recent update of Power BI. Like you can, create like amazing shapes for the buttons based on your choice. Like, for example, I can quickly show you, like, for example, if you want a shape like for your button, something like chevron arrow. So you can create a button like that, right? Something like that. So yeah, you are, free to choose any. There are so many shapes available now, so you can choose whatever shapes works for your, scenario. I'll just use a simple pill sign for this scenario. What I'll do is I'll just give them simple text here. So, and the name I'll give is standard cost by product name. Okay, that's my first text. I'll just copy it, and I'll just give like a white color to it. I mean, you can play around with the buttons formatting options because there's a lot you can do with them. But I'll just keep it simple for now, and I'll just just make them a little bigger, 12 size. That's fine. And what I'll do is I'll just copy paste this, and this will be my standard cost by color. So that's the only change I'll do here. Okay. Now, and what I'll do is I'll just give white color to my outline as well, because I've got a black background of the page. So white just highlights things in a better way. Okay, so now how I want this to work is when I click on standard cost by product name, the chart should show me this. And when I click on standard cost by color, the chart should show me this. So this is one of the simplest way to modify your x-axis, which is representing same information. Now, same thing, we'll use selection pane and bookmark to achieve this. So the first bookmark what I'll create is, this is product name, and I'll give it something like access. And what I want on this bookmark is I just want to show this chart and hide this button and this standard cost by color chart. So I'll hide this and I'll hide this button and I'll just update it. So that's what it shows me. And in that case, you can actually keep the other button shown because it kind of shows you two options you have to see information on the chart. So let's just keep it visible rather than hiding it. OK, and we can test it. So when I click on product name, show the standard cost by product name, then it shows me that chart. Perfect. And similarly, we'll just create another bookmark and I'll rename it to color axis. And what I want on this is I want to hide the product name chart and just show the color one. The chart that showed standard cost by color. And I just update it. So let's test it. Product name axis shows standard cost by product name and color axis shows standard cost by color. So that's how it's working. Now we just need to link these bookmarks to a button somehow. So for that, what I'll do is I'll make the size of my chart same. Sorry, can someone unmute themselves? I can just hear some noise. And the other thing I'll do is I'll just keep them on top of each other. So I'm just seeing the information there. And what I'll do is I'll just put these as buttons here. You can add some formatting to show them like options of a filter or something like that as well. But for now, I'll just keep it simple. Now just link these to the bookmarks. So standard cost by product name, click on it, go to format button, switch on your action and select bookmark. And in this case, it will be product name access. And yeah, you can write a tooltip here, like for example, click here to view standard cost by product name. Just copy it so I don't have to write it again for the second button. So yeah, I'll just copy this tooltip. Perfect. And similarly, go to standard cost by color, switch on action, use bookmark, choose the bookmark name. In the tooltip, I want this by product color. So that will be color. Perfect. So we have got our actions defined. So for example, if I hover over standard cost by color, it shows me my tooltip. Click here to view standard cost by product color. And if I hover over my other button, then it shows me click here to view standard cost by product name. So basically you are seeing same information by different x-axis, right? So if I click on standard cost by product name, it shows me standard cost by different products name. And if I click on standard cost by color, it shows me standard cost by different colors of the products. So that's a simplest way of achieving, basically modifying or toggling between the axis. And there are other ways of doing it in which, basically you can create some DAX calculation, use them in your, buttons basically to toggle between the x-axis. But yeah, we'll see a different scenario using that DAX calculation in further some of the scenarios here. So yeah, we have covered two things. Let me cover one more scenario, then we'll go into the questions if there are any questions. So now the third thing what I want to show is like how you can basically create a drill through functionality using buttons. That's the basic thing I'll be showing you. So for that, what I did was what I'll do is basically I'll create a simple product summary. OK, and what I'll do is I'll create a table visual here. This is my table visual. And in that table visual, what I'll be doing is I'll just add some information. So information, for example, I'll add my product name, then I'll add the detailed name of the product. So basically product name is kind of a higher category. So like, for example, HL mountain frame can have different variations of the product. So that's the name of the actual product. And then I'll try to move some kind of, characteristics. So like, for example, color of the product, then list price of the product, then standard cost of the product, or I can even move some more stuff like size of the product, weight of the product. So yeah, there are many things in there. Okay, so that's a basic, summary table here. Now, suppose if I want something like from this table, I want to drill into details. I mean, drill through to details at a product level. Then how will I do that? So the simplest thing in Power BI you can do is there's a drill through button. So let's just see how we can do that. So as I said, like this session of mine has got some of the beginner level button bookmark tricks along with advanced. So I'm first covering all the beginner level 3 scenarios, and then after that, all of them are advanced. So we'll switch to the advanced ones. So let's create a button first thing. Okay, so for drill through, first thing is you need to have a detailed page, right? Now what I am thinking of doing is I want to drill through to details from this product name column. Okay, so for that, I have already created a product detailed page in advance so that I don't take time to do that. So this drill through page is just a simple information which shows product name, product color, then, volume of products. Then I can see all the other information regarding the product here. Okay, and the only difference is I want to, drill this information at a product level. Okay, I'll do one thing is, okay, this is for the different scenario. I'll just duplicate this page. And what I'll do is I'll just rename it as detail information. Okay, and so this is kind of the same information, and I want to drill through to this page at a product name level, right? So I'll bring in the product name here. Perfect. So we are good to go. So we have got drill through as product name. So we have got a page which shows information for different products. And yeah, we can see the detailed information here, product name, volume of products, and so other stuff. And yeah, let's just make it a little smaller so we see the other stuff as well in a single view. Okay, perfect. So we have got a drill through page and we have got product summary page. Okay, now I need to bring in a button first. So what I'll do is I'll go to insert. I'll create a button. I'll go for blank and I'll bring it somewhere here at the bottom. And what I'll do is I'll just give it a particular shape, a nice shape. Let's play with some shapes in buttons now. Go to format button. And what I'll do is I'll just go to shape and I'll use a chevron arrow. Okay, because it is kind of a submit kind of button I'm going to create. And what I'll do is I'll give it a text. The first thing I'll do is I'll make its outline. Okay. Now for the text, what I'll do is I'll just write somewhere like click here to view product details. Okay. That's the only text I've got here. And I'll just make it a little bigger so we have got everything in one line, and just make it white so we can see it properly on this black background. Perfect. So we've got a button. Now for creating a drill through functionality using a button, you don't need a bookmark. You just need to, change few settings on your button. So when you click on button, under format button, when you go to action, now there are different kind of actions you can define for a button, like it can be a back button, bookmark, page navigation, Q&A, web URL, but there's something called drill through. When you make a button drill through, the button gets disabled. The reason it gets disabled is because it can only be enabled when you select a data point on that report page. Now by data point, I mean when we are looking at, detailed information at a product name level, until and unless I select product name here, this button won't get enabled. Okay, so that's the first thing. Second thing is whenever you are creating a drill through button, you need to define a destination, like to which page this, drill through button should navigate you to. So in our case, the destination is detail information. I don't want to give any tooltips because it kind of gives that text. But suppose if you're using some kind of icons or images, then you can use those tooltips there. Perfect. Now let's just test the drill through button. I'll just click on HL mountain frame. I clicked on it and it kind of enabled the button. OK, now one thing, HL mount frame has got so many variations of the product. So let's see what kind of details we have got. So let's just click on this button. It takes us to detail information and we can see like we have come to a detailed view of the product HL mount frame, which has got further down 10 different kinds of categories for the products. So you can see the product name is this. It has got all these different colors, and then you can see the name of the different products. It has, I mean, further down the hierarchy, it has got this level of products here, then their days to manufacture, standard cost, list price, weight, etc. And obviously you can bring in few more things here. You can bring in some charts at product level. You can have some bar charts, some trend charts, maybe a line chart could be there, a pie chart showing the distribution. So yeah, you can have so many things, but this is what our drill through button has done. And the other thing is, at the moment you create a drill through page, move something into drill through area, it creates a back button for you. So when you click on it, it will take you to the source page from where we actually got into that page. So that's how, the basic drill through functionality you can create in Power BI. So click on our product name, click on the button, it shows you details of that high level product name. So that's the simple drill through we can create in Power BI. Now to this stage, do we have any questions?
No, we do not.
Okay,
do not
cool.
have any questions, so go ahead.
Cool. So I'll just go to the next scenario. Okay, so now so far we just saw how we can create a basic interactive drill through in Power BI using buttons. Now the second thing what I'll try to show you is conditional drill through functionality using buttons. Now for this, what we are trying to achieve, I'll show you first that. Now what conditional drill through can, help us in achieving, like suppose if you have got a scenario, you want user to select something on one of the chart, a data point from one of the chart, the right chart gets filtered, right? But you still want user to select a second data point on the second chart before, enabling the drill through button. Now, suppose if I click on this, my button gets enabled. And if I click on it, it shows me information for HL road frame product name along with the color red. So basically, when you want to create two data point selection based drill through, that's where I'll show you how you can achieve this. Now, what I'll do is I'm just copy pasting these visuals, guys. I'm not just recreating them because yeah, I have got limited time in the session. So what I'll do here, I'll go to my Power BI and I'll just copy paste them. And what I'll do is I'll also bring in the button. I'm not spending time in recreating them. OK, now what we want to achieve is click on this. OK, let's just create this again. So how we want is click on one of the data point on my product name, and then I further want to select one of the colors available for that product. And then I need a button that will enable me to drill into information in the combination of these two selections. OK, currently I don't have anything. That's why nothing is happening. So what I'll do is I'll just create a button first thing. So let's create a button. And I'll create a blank button for this because we are going to use some kind of DAX calculation to handle the button text along with the button action. So by button action, I mean, like when we saw here, whenever we create a drill through button, right, it is required for you to give a destination as well, right? So we'll try to create a DAX for the destination as well, and along with the text to be displayed in the button. OK, so let's just go back. OK, so I'm creating a blank button. Now, first thing, I'll show you the DAX. I'm not writing the DAX from scratch, guys, but I'm showing you what I have done. So the first thing I want is I want this text in the button to be dynamic, OK, based on the selections I have in my chart. Now, what this simple button text is, button text DAX is doing, it is just looking at the value selected in my product name, because it says selection value, product name, product. So it's just looking at the value that I select in this chart against a product name column. And if it is not selected, then give something like product details. But if it is selected, then append that product name along with the product details text. So let's see how that, I'll show you how that's happening, because I think until I show you how it is working, it's tough to understand the DAX. So what's happening is, let's just give it a shape again. I really like this chevron arrow somehow. Okay, now in text, now, when you create a button text, you can give a static text here, right? Like we gave before, but there's something called function, right? Which you can use to create a dynamic text. And obviously, when we talk about dynamic text, it's about creating some measures and bringing those measures in. So once you click on this function icon, a new window will appear and it will ask you, like, based on what field you want this text to change. So in my case, I'll select button text and I'll click on OK. OK. And I'll just give it a white color. OK, perfect. And OK, so now what my DAX was basically doing, OK, I haven't created it as a drill through button. That's why it is still, showing you in enabled state. But when we talk about just text, so what it is doing is, when I haven't selected anything on my chart, it just shows me product details in the text. But as soon as I select something here, like for example, if I select touring product name here, it just shows me touring product details. So that's what my DAX was doing. It was just appending the name of the selected value to the product details. So that's what that button text is doing. Now, the second thing is we want to enable our drill through only when two of the data points are selected. One is product name and the other is color. So for that, what we'll do is we'll again create a DAX. And guys, don't worry, I'll share this Power BI file with the organizer. So, you can pick up the Power BI file. So you'll have access to data and everything, what I have done here. Now, what the button destination DAX is doing, if I select anything in my product color, then, it is just directing me to my actual drill through page. I mean, the product details page, which I created. And if I'm not selecting it, it's not basically doing anything. That's what button destination is doing, because button destination is empty when I'm not selecting anything. So what we'll do is we'll go to visualization, click on the button and give a dynamic destination to our button. So first thing, go to action, go to action, enable it, make this button a drill through button first. Once we make it drill through, it asks you to provide a destination, right? So we click on function and bring in our measure, which will, drive our destination based on the selections we are making, and click OK. OK, and obviously I didn't want any tooltips, so I'm not giving any tooltips, but you can give in tooltips. Now let's see how this functionality is working. When I click on this mountain, and if I click on this, now the mountain product has got two different colors, black and silver, but I just want to click on silver. When I click on silver, my button gets enabled. And when I click on it, it shows me a detailed view where I can see for this particular product for which it had color silver. So I'm just looking at two things here, right? Only silver color for the product. And I can see like there are 3 different variations of this, 30 different variations of the product, which I've got here, and all the details against it. So basically what this drill through allowed you to achieve was, based on selection on 2 different data points, you are drilling through to this page. And if you click on back, it will take you there. So similarly, you can click on a data point. Now, in this case, we have selected road and it has got 3 different colors, black, red, yellow. Now, suppose if I want to see yellow, I'll click on that. My button gets enabled. I click on it. It shows me like for HL Touring frame, my product color is yellow, and I'm just seeing information for the yellow color and all the information regarding that. OK, it showed me 2 different things here. OK, I think I've got something wrong here. This should be based on product name and product color. Sorry. OK. One thing here, guys. Sorry, my mistake. So we are trying to drill through on two different points, right? Two different data points. One is product name and one is color. So the drill through page, what we are creating, it should be on product name and color. I think this is something I missed. Okay, so when I go back, and let's just go back and do this again. So when I click road, and when I click yellow, sorry, I actually did a control click, which is again my mistake. So I'll click road, I'll click yellow, and I'll go to product details. So yeah, it shows me for yellow color and for my, one second, why my product is ML road frame, road and touring. Let me go back and check again. I think something's gone wrong with my drill through. Give me a second. If I click on touring and if I just select yellow, okay, it selects the other ones as well. Oh, 1 second. This should not be happening. Let me go back to my previous file and see. I may have just messed it out with something here. So when I click on mountain and I click on one of the colors, okay, it's actually interacting with the other one as well, which it should not had. I mean, it should have just selected the product I'm doing and the color I'm selecting. And okay, ML, yeah, it shows all the colors. Okay, let's go back to the other one. If I select on this and if I click on this, okay, it just didn't make it. Okay, I think something is going wrong here, guys, which I'm not able to figure out. Okay, I'll leave this scenario for now and see why it's not working. And yeah, let's just go to the next scenario and see. I'll definitely get back to you on this why this is not working. Sorry about that. I'm not sure why it's not working. Okay, so let's go to the next scenario where I'll show you a simple page navigation and then I'll go through and show you a conditional page navigation as well. So for that, what we'll do is for creating a simple page navigation, I'll just try to create a simple home page from where I'll create two buttons that will take you to different report pages. So what I'll do is I'll first thing insert a text box and click on this. And what I'll just give it like text here. And yeah, I'll just give it some kind of formatting. So I'll just make it a little bigger so we know it's a home page. Okay, and yeah, you can play around with the formattings like giving it a background color and other stuff. So for example, this. Okay. Now how I want this page navigation, it's a simple page navigation. You just need buttons for it. You don't need bookmarks. I just want from this page to have two buttons which will direct me to two different other pages, right? So what I'll do is we'll just create simple buttons. So I'll create a blank button again, and yeah, I'm not playing much with the formatting again. I'll just write some text here. So what I'll do is, yeah, I'll just make everything white first so it looks better. And the text will be, if I want to go to, toggle chart type functionality page, which we just saw like the first one, right? So that's the first thing. And I'll also make it bold, give it white color and just, yeah, that's fine. And the second button, what I'll create is I want that button to take me to dynamic Xaxis functionality. So we'll just go and change the name. Dynamic X-axis functionality. Perfect. Now the simple thing is you just click on the button and give it an action. Now, when we are looking at the action, there was something called page navigation, right? You click on the page navigation and give it a destination. Now, this toggle chart functionality should take me to toggle chart functionality. That's the destination, right? And similarly, I'll click on dynamic X-axis functionality, toggle on the action, click on the page navigation and select the name of the report page. So that's dynamic X-axis functionality. Perfect. I don't want tooltips, so I'll just disable it. Now, when I click on this, it will take me to toggle chart type functionality page where I can, just toggle between different charts and see the information represented in different ways, right? Now, I don't have anything to go back from here, right? I came here, but how will I go back? Simple thing is I go to insert, I create a back button. Now this is very easy. I mean, Power BI has directly given something like back button, and that just, helps in, you don't need to set any action because by default, it takes you to the source page from where you landed here. So you click on this and it takes you back. Similarly, dynamic x-axis functionality, when you click on it, it will take you to dynamic x-axis functionality page. So standard cost by product name, standard cost by color. Again, we don't have a back button to go back to the home page. So we again create a back button here, right? So that's the back button we have got. So that's kind of a simple page navigation you can create in Power BI. Right, perfect. From home page, you can go to toggle chart functionality, go back to home page, go to dynamic x-axis functionality, go back to home page. Now this scenario I really like using in the reports where, I have kind of got multiple analysis going on in the same report, and I really want user to give, I really want to give users a functionality where, they can just go to individual case studies and see what they are required to see, not like everything and navigation from the individual pages. So in that scenario, this homepage approach is really helpful. Okay, now the next thing is conditional page navigation. Okay, now conditional page navigation is something where we'll try to create a conditional navigation based on a user input. Now by user input, I mean, if a user selects something in a slicer and based on that slicer selection, they'll be navigated to that page. Okay, now, for example, we have a scenario. I have a slicer where I have got like multiple options in there. And in that slicer, suppose I have got three things like toggle chart type functionality, dynamic. Basically, I've got name of the reporting pages I've got here. And based on the user selection, they are directed to these individual pages. So I'll show you what I'm planning to show. So for example, I've got a user action here and it has got like different, options in there. Conditional drill through, dynamic x-axis, product summary, toggle chart type. So they are basically name of my report page. If I select anything and click on this button, it will take me to that page and I can do all this stuff, go back. And again, if I want to go somewhere else, I select that user input, go to that other page and come back here. So this is more around, user driven page navigation. Now, the first thing what I did was I created a table for it, and it's a user input table which I manually created. So it's like a small table with static values in it, and I made sure all the values what I've given that name is exactly same to what my report page name is here. Because if you mess around with the names of your report page, so like for example, this is dynamic x-axis functionality, and if I mess around with the name or spelling in that name, then we won't be able to achieve this. Because so make sure the names are exactly same to your report page. Okay, so let's just go and see how we can do this. So the first thing we'll do is we'll create a slicer. So I'll create a slicer, and in that slicer, I'll make my user action. And yeah, and one thing you need to make sure this is a single select. Obviously, I mean, you can navigate to only one page at once, right? Not doing multiple selections and navigating to multiple pages. So it makes logical sense why to have this as a single selection. So yeah, use that as a slicer here. And yeah, just give it a little border so it stands out on the page. Perfect. So we've got this. Now what we have to do is we have to create a button first. So I'll again go and create a blank button. And yeah, I'll keep the button here and I'll just give it a shape. I'm really loving this shape this time, which really helps me in creating some kind of submit buttons for the user. So I just keep on using that most of the times. Okay, so that's the button. And what I'll do is I'll just give it a text like something like submit. Okay, so it could be something like submit. And we'll just make it a little bold so we see it. I'll make it a little bigger as well for you guys to see it properly. Perfect. So I've got a button. Now how to add that dynamic thing to your button? Obviously, we have to create a measure, right? So what I did was I created no, actually, you don't need to create a measure. In buttons, you can directly give a destination based on the selection. Sorry. So what you do is click on your button, go to Format button, and when you click on the action, and obviously this button is a page navigation, right? You click any of these options and it takes you to the pages, right? Respective page. So what I'll do is I'll click on page navigation. Now, once you click on page navigation, it asks you to give a destination. Now, in this case, we want a destination to be dynamic. So in this case, what I'll do is I'll click on the function and I'll select a field value. In this case, I want my user action based on which, and obviously it's a single selection. So you can, use the summarization as first, right? And click OK. Now, suppose if I click on dynamic Xaxis functionality and I click on my button, okay, it will take me to dynamic Xaxis functionality. So here I can do the stuff, I can see the details and then go back to my page. Similarly, I go to toggle chart type functionality, click on my submit button. I can see the different information and then go back. So that's, a very simple way, in which you are basically, taking the user input from a user. I mean, taking the input from a user and driving your page navigation. So that is something I really like because it kind of gives user also, more flexibility around, okay, and just makes them feel like they are kind of controlling the page navigation on the report. So yeah, that's what conditional page navigation is about, guys. And I think the other thing what I wanted to show you was Bookmarks Slideshow. So in Bookmarks Slideshow, what it is, when you switch on Bookmarks Slideshow, sorry, when you go to bookmark pane and click on this view, it kind of shows you a bar. And it also shows you the count of bookmarks you have created on this report. So for example, today we created 5 different bookmarks. And if I go on next, it shows me in the order I've created the bookmark. So for example, my first bookmark is bar chart, which it is already showing. If I click on next, it will show me the second bookmark I created was line chart. If I go further down, it shows me pie chart. And if I click on next again, it will take me to the other page where I created the next bookmark. So like the product name access. And then again, if I create, it shows me the last bookmark I created was color access and just, and yeah, that's it. I mean, that's all the bookmarks you have created. So this slideshow is really important when you have got like 10 to 15 bookmarks going on in a single report. And as a report developer, you can just forget things, right? So this slideshow really helps in having that kind of view from a developer point of view, like what all bookmarks I have created and like in what order. So if anything goes wrong, it could be helpful in just identifying where the things went wrong. And you can just close this slideshow by clicking on this close and it just goes to normal. And I think, do I have 2 minutes? Okay, I'll quickly show you modern visual tooltips. Okay, so now what modern visual tooltips is, I mean, it's something that came out few months back, not few months, maybe 2 or 3 months back in Power BI, and that just gives you a better drill through functionality in Power BI. I mean, the way how users can, navigate to drill down, drill up, or drill through. So for that, you just need to, switch on few things like modern visual tooltips here in the settings, and then here you can just switch on this modern visual tooltips. So once you have done that, so if you have created anywhere, suppose like a drill through page, and suppose on this table, if I hover over my product name. Oh, okay, 1 second. It should be. Okay, so now I have got a page where I have got a drill through on color. So when I hover over that data point, a drill through just, comes up like that. You don't need to right click because earlier you needed to right click and then do a drill through. But now if you just hover over the data point and click on drill through, and then it directly shows you, okay, this page shows you an information at a color level. So click on that and it will kind of show you that color level information where it is going on, right? So that's the modern visual tooltip is. And the other thing on that tooltip is, suppose if you're working on some kind of hierarchy. So let me just quickly create a Quickly take this chart and just go to page 1 and just paste this. And what I'll do is I'll just add a date to it, so I can show you drill down functionality as well. And let's just move start date. Okay. Now this information is represented at a different hierarchy. Like we have got a date hierarchy going on: year, quarter, month, day. Now suppose if I hover over it, it shows me a drill down action. So I just drill down and go to like quarter level. Okay. And if I hover over it, it will give me a drill up, even a drill down, right? I mean, we know like these are the buttons that can be used to do that. But suppose if there's a new user who don't know these things, now these things are quite intuitive. Drill down, it will show you something at a month level. I mean, I have got just data for May month. That's why it's just showing you month. But yeah, from here you can drill up again on quarter, you can drill up again or drill down. So that's, the beauty of modern visual tooltips. It's just, added a new feasibility to what, I mean, things are, at what level things are shown in the data. And I think I know why this was not working, guys. I just got it. So if you click on this, I think it should be working now. And if I click on a color, does it show me? HL mountain frame, no, it doesn't show me. I think something has gone wrong in this page of mine, and I'll definitely get back to you why this functionality is not working. And apologies for it. It was definitely working, but something may have been just messed around with my maybe DAX or something. So I'll definitely fix this and get back to you. So yeah, I think guys, that's what I wanted to show you today. And yeah, I mean, and thank you, and happy to answer any questions if there are any. And if you guys don't want to ask now, but if you want to come back to me later, I have got my own blog. I'm on LinkedIn, Twitter. You can message me there, guys. And yeah, please don't forget to give any feedback, because your feedback is kind of very important for all of us. So yeah, that really helps in improving us. So yeah, do give us feedback, even for the organizers, speakers, and everyone who are involved in this event. So yeah, thank you guys. I mean, that's what I wanted to show you today in this session.
So there are two questions. I don't know if you can see those.
Yeah.
One is from AJ. Do you want me to read those, or you see those questions?
No, I can see the questions. Any option in Power BI for reset slicer value as per page navigation? Okay, you can do reset slicer in Power BI. I mean, in Power BI service, there's already a button for reset. I'm not sure why you want to create it in Power BI desktop, because a reset filter option is already available in Power BI service, until or unless there's some other requirement which you want to create for. Suppose I have more than one page and each page has slicer, same fixed Y sync slicer, but issue arises when I click on back button, that time landing page slicer, not reset or not taking default value. I guess I don't understand that properly. What do you mean by that? Someone just answered, might be editing the interaction between visual, set second not to interact with first. Sorry, I'm not definitely sure on what that means, Ajay. I mean, yeah, sorry about that. I mean, maybe you can, put on some details for me there so I can add to it. But yeah, a reset slicer or a reset button can be created in Power BI desktop, but you don't need it anymore, because once you publish your report to Power BI service, there's already a reset button already there. So I'm not sure whether you really need it, but yeah, let me know if there's something I'm misunderstanding here. You can drop me a detailed message on LinkedIn if you want. I mean, if you're not able to write it down here with few examples, like why you are, trying to do that bit. But ideally it should work. So you can try publishing your report to Power BI service and see if that works. And if it doesn't, yeah, definitely let me know, because I'm sure maybe I may not be, just understanding your scenario properly. So yeah, I think guys, I mean, if there are not any more questions, then yeah, thank you so much. I mean, there are a few limitations of bookmarks, but that's fine. I mean, bookmarks work like charms, and they just add a lot to your Power BI report. And yeah, apologies about one of the scenario that just didn't work in front of you guys, which I really wanted to show. But yeah, I'll definitely update it and send this Power BI file to the organizers so they can actually share the everything working fine in that report. So yeah, thank you. And thanks organizers for, having me here. I really enjoyed delivering this session.